Talofa, and welcome to the tropical islands of American Samoa. Located in the heart of the South Pacific, it's home to lush vegetation, deep blue waters, and the Fa'a Samoa way of life. Life here is different than in the continental United States. Fa'a Samoa is based on God first, respect for family, and keeping traditional customs. But like the continental United States, American Samoa is prone to natural disasters. Monsoons, cyclones, flooding, earthquakes, and tsunamis are a few of the disasters common to the area. Should you find yourself deployed to American Samoa to assist with disaster response, it's important that you are aware of the Samoan culture. This awareness will be appreciated and will make you more effective at providing aid.
Whoever's coming to American Samoa should at least have some understanding of the culture and some of the things that you need to do and some of the things that you shouldn't, the do's and don'ts.
Don't be surprised if you soon find yourself becoming part of the Samoan family. Samoan helping Samoan. It's the Samoan way. The territory of American Samoa is located 2,300 miles southwest of Hawaii and 1,600 miles northeast of New Zealand. It consists of 7 islands, encompassing only 77 square miles. By comparison, that's half the size of Carson City, Nevada, or Bakersfield, California. The main island is Tutuila. It's where the capital city of Pago Pago is located. Almost all of American Samoa's population, of about 55,000 people, live on Tutuila, with a little over 1,000 living on the islands of Manua. The island of Tutuila was formed over 2 million years ago by an underwater volcano raising upward from the ocean surface. Pago Pago Bay was formed by a collapsed volcano called a caldera and became one of the deepest harbors in the South Pacific. Its average depth is 180 feet deep. American Samoa is the only American landmass located below the equator. In terms of time on a clock, American Samoa can be up to 7 hours behind Washington, D.C., and 4 hours behind California, depending on whether daylight savings time is in effect. Think of it this way. If it's 9 a.m. in American Samoa, which is called Samoa Standard Time, it's either 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock p.m., depending on if daylight savings time is in effect, in Washington, D.C., and 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock p.m. in California. The history of the Samoan Islands dates back to 1000 BC. It's believed that there was at least an 800-year history of contact with Fiji and Tonga before the islands were documented by the West. Throughout the 18th century, several violent and bloody battles occurred between local inhabitants and European travelers.
Basically, Samoa, a group of Polynesian islands in the center of the Polynesian Triangle. The islands themselves, Samoans are the oldest living Polynesian culture, over 3,000 years old.
In the early 1800s, the first missionary visited the island and introduced Christianity to the Samoan people. By the 20th century, Germany and the United States had laid claims to the Samoan Islands. The United States were in need of a safe harbor in the South Pacific. On April 17, 1900, the islands of Tutuila and Anu'u were ceded to the United States Navy. By the mid-1930s, Japan was posing a threat to the United States as a new power in the Pacific. The United States' presence in Pago Pago Bay gained a new strategic importance. By 1940, Tutuila was developed into a training and staging area for the United States Marine Corps. After World War II, the Marines pulled out of the area and American Samoa lost its military atmosphere, but maintained its links to the U.S. In 1951, the United States Navy transferred the administrative power of American Samoa to the United States Department of Interior. Under its modern-day status, Samoans are classified as American nationals. The main city is Pago Pago, but the smaller Whangatango is the constitutionally designated seat of government. The governor's office is located in the village of Utulei, located on the opposite side of Whangatango from Pago Pago. The governor of American Samoa is the head of government and exercises executive power. American Samoa is an unincorporated and unorganized territory of the United States, administered by the Office of Insular Affairs, U.S. Department of the Interior.
The government system here in American Samoa is follows the US government system. We have the legislative made up of the two houses, the Senate, Upper House, and the House of Representatives, or the Whono. And then we have the governor, lieutenant governor, the administration. Cabinet members are made up of all the directors of the departments and the agencies here. And that's the government structure.
Its constitution was ratified in 1966 and came into effect in 1967. When you arrive in American Samoa, you'll be met with warm smiles and friendly faces. The first thing you will notice is how it feels like the entire island has come out to greet you. And you'd be right. Welcoming flights from Honolulu is a popular activity. Samoans are warm, friendly, and hospitable. They're happy to welcome new visitors to their island. While modern-day Samoan culture incorporates many characteristics of Western life,
good liquor is hard to come by in American Samoa, but not anymore.
Its social practices are still deeply ingrained in tradition. It is said that there are two ways to do something in American Samoa. There is the Samoan way, or Fa'a Samoa, and there is the way of other Polynesians and the white man, or Palangi. You should always conform to Samoan culture as much as possible. The Samoan culture is based on respect for the family unit, traditional customs, and the elders. This respect is deeply ingrained in the Samoan culture. Respecting the elders and ensuring the well-being of the immediate family at any cost is the Samoan way. This fundamental premise of respect permeates Samoan culture and is what keeps the culture and language alive today.
Samoans are very, very humble. They are very respectful. It's something that's, bred into all of us from a very young age. Respect your elders, respect traditional leaders, respect everyone that's of authority.
It's not written into a rule or thing. It's called the va, or the space between individuals. That is where the respect lies.
We're not a very materialistic society, like compared to the US mainland, where people have big houses and so forth. Modest houses, we all live in extended families. It's your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, uncles, cousins. That's the way of life. It's about sharing.
You always have to respect the culture, and when you respect it, they will respect you back, and a lot more doors can be opened, and it will make for a better delivery of the service you're trying to help the people with.
Samoans are deeply religious. The observance of Sa, or evening prayer, occurs every evening in the villages across American Samoa. Usually a village bell is rung to announce Sa. The first bell calls everyone to evening prayer, curfew, and precedes the start of Sa by about 10 minutes. At this time, you will see all family members, including children, returning to their home before the second bell begins curfew. The third bell is at about 6:30 to 6:45 p.m. and officially ends Sa. If you find yourself staying in a Samoan home for any period of time, you may be expected to share in Sa. If you arrive at home during the family prayer session, wait until the service is over before entering the house. If driving when you hear the bells that mark prayer time, you should pull over until prayer time has ended.
Well, now there are too many denominations here in American Samoa. But before we start from one, and now there are too many. But there is nothing, no problem with too many. But the only thing I believe, if they follow with Jesus' teaching, is very good. Living peaceful, yeah, as well as help each other and grow happily and make it peace. That's it.
If you're working with the American Samoan government, before work, employees may bow their heads and begin the day with a prayer or a song. Please be respectful of this tradition. Avoid heavy work on Sunday. Sunday is the traditional observance of the Sabbath and a day of rest.
American Samoa is steeped in its cultures and its religion. Sundays usually are down days. Actually, nothing moves, no work is done.
If you're working on a disaster, don't be surprised if the disaster operation closes on a Sunday, or at least work will be severely limited. You should conduct yourself in a quiet and respectful manner, including wearing modest, appropriate clothing. You'll find yourself welcome at Sunday services should you choose to attend. Always ask villagers for permission before taking photographs, using the beach, many beaches are privately owned, or engaging in other activities. However unobtrusive your actions may seem, permission will almost certainly be granted.
Always ask permission. If you're in doubt, ask. Most of the time, I'd say 98 to 99% of the time, permission will be granted of what you ask for.
Samoan culture is based on hereditary rank, relationship in groups, and the rights of the organized village community. These customary laws have the strongest control over Samoan society. The basic unit of society is the ainia, which is a group of individuals related by blood, marriage, or adoption. While some land in American Samoa is privately owned, most is communally owned by the family. Land use is passed through both male and female lines. Members of the ainia elect a chief or matai. The matai is the overseer of the family and village community. The matai is responsible for the distribution and utilization of family communal lands. He ensures that no family member is ever in need. He settles all village disputes and represents the community on all social occasions.
Yes, we do have village council. So where the high chief discusses what's going on in the village. And then each family has their high chiefs. So they all sit down probably once or twice a month and they discuss family issues because the matai of the village or the high chief is the one that's in charge of that certain family.
When you see a group of middle-aged or elderly men gathering together, most likely it's a meeting of the matai. It is inappropriate to interrupt a meeting of the matai. Within the villages, you will see concrete structures called fales. These are round or oval structures with no walls, lined with stone or concrete pillars. Each post in a fale has a meaning and is designated for individuals of certain rank or title within the family. If you are entering a fale, always take direction from the host about where to enter and position yourself.
If you see the matais talking or a chief's talking, it's not okay to bother them or to just walk in front of them or walk between two people talking.
As a general rule, always avoid crossing in front of dignitaries and their senior family members. When seated, don't cross your legs or point your legs straight out in front of you. It's preferable to fold them beneath you. When sitting on a couch or a chair, keep your feet flat on the floor or cross your legs at the ankles and rest them at the base of the chair or sofa. You should never eat or drink while standing or walking around in a fale or in the open in a village. Always be seated when consuming food or drink.
Within the village or wherever you're at in the house, you cannot just get something to eat and walk around and eat and drink.
The Samoans have their own language named Samoan, which is derived from early Polynesian settlers.
Samoa language consists of 13 letters in the alphabet, and that is our alphabet, predominantly vowels and very few consonants.
While English is widely spoken, most people are bilingual and can understand both. When possible, it is appreciated if you can use Samoan phrases. Here are a few examples. Talofa. Talofa means hello. Talofa, and how are you today? Tofa means goodbye. Tofa, I'll see you tomorrow. Fa mole mole means please. Fa mole mole, may I have a bottle of water? Fafatai means thank you. Fafatai for the bottle of water.
Talofa is hello, like aloha, hafadai. Those are formal greetings to say hello. Fafitai is thank you.
Please is fa mole mole, and thank you is fafitai. So those are the simple words that you gotta understand.
The weather in American Samoa is tropical. The average high is around 85 degrees Fahrenheit, and the average low is around 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity is very high. Rainfall averages 120 inches per year, but can be as high as 200 inches in some areas of the islands. The driest months are June through September, while the wettest months are December through April. American Samoa is located within the tropical cyclone belt. The most intensive storms are called hurricanes when they occur east of the international dateline and are called typhoons when they occur west of the dateline. Since American Samoa is located east of the dateline, the storms are referred to as hurricanes. Like other Pacific islands, the dress attire in American Samoa is island casual. Loose-fitting shirts and slacks are acceptable for men. Women can wear loose-fitting cotton dresses or pants. The clothing standards in American Samoa are modest. Wearing tight-fitting pants, shorts, halter tops, and miniskirts are inappropriate. As for women are shorts that end above the knee. You may notice the Samoan men wearing clothing that resembles a skirt. These are called lavalavas. They are very common in American Samoa. They can be worn as casual clothing or add a suit, coat, and tie, and it becomes a formal business suit. The lava is secured around the waist by an overhand knot of the upper corners of the cloth. Women often tuck the loose ends into the waistband, while men usually allow them to hang in front. Women generally wear ankle-length lava-lavas with a form-fitting top, an outfit known as a pulatazi. Men's wraps often extend to the knee or mid-calf depending on the activity or occasion. It is appropriate for non-Samoan visitors to wear a lava-lava or a pulatazi if you so desire. American Samoa has an abundance of tailors that can help you choose a fabric and custom make a lava-lava for you in several days. Ask your Samoan work colleagues or hotel about purchasing a lava-lava. They will be able to provide you with a recommended tailor. American Samoa has an abundance of dogs running free. It's not recommended that you attempt to pet the dogs. It's possible they could carry germs and viruses that may be harmful to you and your colleagues. It's best that you leave the dogs alone. If a wild dog approaches you, they can usually be scared off by pretending to throw rocks or other objects at it.
Not all dogs are strays. Some of those dogs belong to folks, belongs to the people.
As you travel around American Samoa, you're going to notice oxygen or propane tanks hanging from the trees and electrical poles. These empty tanks continue to serve a purpose. In American Samoa, they're used to signal the beginning of religious observances. Villagers will ring them to begin the Sunday worship and to signal the start and ending of evening prayer. But beyond their spiritual use, they also serve a life-saving purpose. They are used as a tsunami warning system. Villagers will ring them if a tsunami wave is imminent. Prior to the fairly recent installation of modern sirens, these were the only means of village-wide communication, and they continue to be used today. The normal pace of life, combined with the narrow shoreline roads, make for very slow driving, about 10 to 20 miles an hour on most roads, and can cause traffic backups while waiting for a car to turn. People should drive with talofa and expect long driving times over short distances. Matters will be even worse following a disaster due to scattered debris and very limited means to clear the roadways. There are safety concerns you should be aware of before you travel to American Samoa. Like many of the Pacific Islands, visitors in their downtime like to relax on warm beaches and swim in the blue inviting waters of the Pacific Ocean. While there are a few beaches in American Samoa, swimming in the ocean is not recommended. The current and waves are very strong. Most of the shores consist of rough, jagged volcanic rock. A mishap in the water can cause you serious bodily harm or even death. If you want to swim in your off time, it's best to swim at the pool located in your hotel. The sun is almost always shining in American Samoa, but the sun can also be dangerous to visitors of the islands. If you're going to be spending any amount of time outside, you should wear sunscreen and protect yourself. The sun's rays are much stronger in American Samoa than in the mainland United States. Don't be deceived into thinking you do not need to use sunscreen because you don't use it at home. You should always wear sunscreen when you're outside. It's wise to apply sunscreen at least 10 minutes before you go out. You should also wear sunglasses and a hat to block the sun from your face. Bring your necessary medications with you, as medical care and prescriptions are limited. There are a significant number of cases of dengue fever and other mosquito-borne diseases, so don't forget your insect repellent. You should also bring extra cash. During a disaster, access to ATMs may be restricted and local merchants may not have the ability to accept credit card payment. Lastly, drink plenty of water. It's easy to get dehydrated in this humid climate. In many areas of American Samoa, the tap water may not be safe for drinking. It's best to always use bottled water. There is one international airport, Pongo Pongo International Airport, also referred to as Tafuna Airport. Even though American Samoa is a U.S. territory, a passport is required when entering. Don't leave home without your passport. International cell phone rates apply in American Samoa. Check with your cell phone carrier before leaving home. It may be worthwhile not to use your cell phone and instead purchase a SIM card with a local carrier on a prepaid plan. Toll-free numbers may not be toll-free in American Samoa, so be judicious about using your hotel or local counterparts' phones. When you are working in American Samoa, you may find inside room temperatures to vary from warm to very cold. Bring layers of clothing to accommodate the natural temperature and air conditioning variance. American Samoa features a lot of locally run shops and kiosks, with products ranging from handmade clothing to traditional handcrafts. If you use specialty items from the mainland, make certain you bring a supply with you. This includes medicine, over-the-counter products, and an extra pair of prescription glasses. A final thought on packing: what you bring will depend on what role you'll have, how long you'll be in American Samoa, and how devastating the disaster was. If you're going to be in American Samoa between December and April, bring wet weather clothes. If you're going to be there between June and September, pack warm weather clothes. So if you find yourself deployed to American Samoa to assist with a disaster response or for other business purposes, remember to be aware of their cultural features. The Samoans will welcome you with a warm smile and a friendly hug, but it is important to not abuse or disrespect their hospitality. Be mindful of their culture, their elders, their family, and their way of life. If you're unsure about saying something or doing something that might offend, ask your fellow Samoan. They will advise you on how to proceed. Always remember, you're a representative of your organization and the United States government at all times, regardless of where you are or whether you're on or off duty. The residents of American Samoa will thank you for your help. Your expertise and assistance will be well received. Fa fatai!